Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you are here. We have another TBR video for you. I wasn't planning on actually making a TBR video for the rest of the year just because I really did want to mood read and just pick things off my shelf and not really have any set plan, but I missed picking from my prompt jar and I don't really follow my TBR to begin with, so I don't think it's actually that strict if I did make another video. But instead of it being a monthly TBR, which it would be November, for this video, I am just going to do an end of the year TBR. So these are the books that I want to read in November and December. So it's going to be a good mix of, hopefully, a good mix of fall, winter. I'm going to leave any holiday or seasonal books off. I do have a couple of those that I do want to read, but I'm going to leave those off the TBR. Instead of picking 5 books for the month, I am just going to go ahead and pick, let's do 7 books. I want to read more than 7 books by the end of the year, but I also don't want to set too high of expectations. I do have my loose end of the year TBR, but this also goes through probably January. It's kind of my colder, I wouldn't even say fall, winter specifically, but just like colder month TBR. And I have those here. I just loosely went through and just kind of picked whatever book felt right off of my shelf. I am in a fantasy mood, so probably pick a couple of those, hopefully, if the prompts allow that, and see where it goes. Maybe we'll pick 8. Wait, did I say 8? Or did I say 7? I am going to pick 7 TBR prompts. I can't remember what number I said at the beginning, even though it's been 5 seconds, but I'm going to pick 7, and then if I'm still not satisfied, I will pick an 8th. Let's get picking. My first prompt. A book with a cover I love. This should be easy. This has always been a fave cover of mine. I just like the way it looks, and based on the back, I feel like it just represents this book so well, even though I haven't read it, but based on the synopsis, this could be an option. And it's called The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And all I know is that this is a fantasy. I haven't even read the back. I just heard the reviews by some people online and knew that I had to pick it up. And this cover, I think, is unlike any other cover that I've really read or own. And I'm going to do it one more look, but this might be one of my favorite covers that I have right now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino as this prompt. A book with a cover I love. So this will be number 1. I read the back of this, and all I got from it was that there's a mage. And I don't even know what a mage is. But this is book number 1. Second prompt. A hardcover book. Ew. I highly dislike hardcover books. I just don't like the way that they feel in my hands when I read them. But that's okay. 2 options from my quick glance. I have a thriller, The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark, or Shred Sisters by Betsy Lerner. While I really want to put a thriller on my list, I know it'd be easy if I wanted to just pick this up, I could pick it up. So I'm actually going to add Shred Sisters as my second book. It's small. Relatively speaking, as hardcovers goes, it's a smaller hardcover, so I think I can handle it. But this one is about, I'm pretty sure, just 2 sisters and their family, and kind of how one of the sisters navigates having her other sister kind of be like a trouble child and getting all the attention and things like that. And then it follows the sister who is dealing with that and like living her life. But it's been a while since I even have thought about this book, so I could be wrong. But that is what I think about this book when I look at it. Third prompt. Okay, a book with a green cover. Now, this has to be like mostly green or green themed. It doesn't have to be all green. Just want to throw that out there before I take a look at the books on my shelf. I have no historical fiction or thrillers that fit this category. For someone who loves the color green, I don't have that many green books on my shelf. The only true green I really think that there is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, the second book of that series, but I haven't read the first, so I'm not going to read the second. And then The Unmaking of June Farrow. But that's like green adjacent. This has a green spine. It's more of a neon green and green text. The back is green, I guess. So this really is the only choice that I have. It's Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. And I have had this on my TBR before, I believe for September. This was on my, yeah. I even have the prompt in here still for horror. And it's been over a year since I've read a horror book, so this will be a good addition to my list. Fourth prompt. We have a genre I don't normally read. And I would have to say the first thing that comes to my mind is historical fiction. Just because I don't think I've read a single historical fiction this year yet. And there's going to be a very obvious winner for this one. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I read The Great Alone last year, and it was a 5-star, like no notes kind of book. It made me very emotional. It wasn't slow, just took you through the lives of a couple people growing up in Alaska and some tragic events that occurred after that. The Nightingale is another one that people have absolutely loved by Kristen Hanna. Some people, this is their favorite. Some people, The Great Alone is their favorite. But out of all Kristen Hanna books, I feel like The Great Alone and The Nightingale are usually at the top of everyone's list. And I want to get to this by the end of the year. The back just has World War II on it. And it's a story of two sisters. And I will be prepared with tissues, but I'm excited to get to this. Prompt number 5. I'm thinking I'm going to want more of a fall book or a seasonal book, because right now I have 3 books out of the 4 that are out of my genre that I typically lean towards, which is fantasy, thrillers, and romance. And I have lit fic, horror, and historical fiction on this. So I think for the next few, I'm going to stick to my comfort genres if I can. Okay, this one's really fun. I'm going to use a random number generator. I have an approximate idea of how many books I have on my shelf. I don't know if I want to do shelf and then a number, so I'm not counting over 100 books, because I do have over 100 books on my shelf that I haven't read. I'm going to do shelf, and then I'm going to do a smaller number, and I'm going to use my laptop for this because you are my phone. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to do a wheel because that's fun. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have memoirs and nonfiction down there, so that'll be my number 7. No. No, I'm not gonna do that. I said that I want to lean away from the genres that I have already have on my TBR, and now that I think about it, the last 3 shelves on this shelf specifically are all in genres that I want to actually avoid. So I'm gonna redo this because it's my game and I make the rules. I'm actually gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then my nonfiction shelf down here will be number 4. So So that is my nonfiction shelf. I'm not going to move my camera, but I will be back. I'm going to pick, let me just do like 1 through 40, and then I'll go down and I'll count, and then if it wraps around, it'll wrap around. I'm going to let you see it first. $10. Easy. Okay, I don't think I have that much. I'm gonna go pick out the book and I will be right back. Okay, so book number 10 on shelf number 4 is, hold on. I got lightheaded just standing up. I need to drink some water after this. I will be okay. Wow. Okay. Book number 10 on shelf number 4 is How to Say Babylon by Sophia Sinclair. I had this on my shelf for a while and I've had it on my radar even longer. This is a memoir, and it's a memoir that's been compared to Educated, if you've read that. If I remember correctly, I remember in Educated it was about a young girl through her life. Educated was also a memoir, but it was a woman telling her story and how she grew up in a very secluded life because of her parents' beliefs, and just her journey through that and how she got out of it and into the life that she has now. And How to Say Babylon has been compared to that, but I believe, or written by a woman who grew up in a sect of Rastafari, if I can remember that correctly, and they were very strict and they were obsessed with her purity. And this is just a memoir of Sophia Sinclair and her life and being raised in this sect, this strict life and environment, and her journey through that, I believe. I loved Educated. It was such a good book, and this being compared to that, I have been really excited to read this, but it's been a while since I picked up a nonfiction or even gravitated towards that shelf. So I'm actually kind of glad that I got this, because I think it would have been a while for me picking this up just because I don't gravitate towards nonfiction. That was number 5, and it still wasn't anything. Nonfiction is another genre that I don't read that often. So I'm gonna do 3 more instead of 2 more. I'm gonna go up to 8, and if I can control it at all, I want to pick either fantasy, thriller, or romance for my next 3. A book with a blue cover. I think the 2 very obvious ones for me, I did get quite a ways into Beartown last year, but then that always happens. But then I got into a major reading slump and I didn't want to push through, and that ruined this book for me, so I stopped. I do want to get to this by the end of the year regardless if it's on my TBR or not. And then there's also Frozen River, which, yes, I do want to read it in December, but I think I can wait until January, February as well, because this is more of a winter read for me rather than a like end of the year priority. So I'm going to put this one back. Honestly, Beartown as well. I could read that in January. I don't have to read that in December. And I don't have any fantasy. Legendborn is kind of blue, but it's not like specifically just blue. The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. I read Blood Over Brighthaven last month, I believe. Yeah, I read it in October and I was obsessed. I love the writing style. I love the characters. Hate the characters. The good ones. I hated the bad ones. The bad ones were absolutely terrible. But I love the book. So I want to pick up M.L. Wong. But is it too soon? No, I don't think it's too soon. I'm going to put The Sword of Kaigen on this TBR list because it's a standalone fantasy. I do have The Second Death of Locke is the first book in a series, but I don't think the rest has come out. I think it's just the first one. So I don't necessarily want to like keep piling up series, but this is a standalone, and I think this is perfect case scenario for me. And that's what I'm going to pick. I don't know where it's right here. So while it's not like blue, It is blue enough for me to pick it for this prompt. See? It's blue enough. The water is blue. The sky is blue. Number 7. Ooh. It's crazy because it's almost like I just said I don't want to read a series, and this prompt is a book that starts a series, and I fear the universe is plotting against me, but that's okay. That's okay. It's helpful that the second death of Locke, yes, it is the first of the series. Yes, I could technically be like, I'm just gonna put this one at that one and then pick 2 more. I could do that. I could. But I do have Legendborn. Now, is it going to be a lot to have the second death of Locke, the Sword of Kaigen, and Legendborn on this list? Yes. Yes, it will be a lot because it's a lot of fantasy. Am I going to do it anyways? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm going to add Legendborn. I think it's time that I should read this. People are obsessed with this book. People are obsessed with this book, and I am excited to see what it's about and why people are obsessed. Also, I just realized I'm not really doing a good job of giving you descriptions of what the books are. Please let me know if you want me to go over the books in more depth and what they're about, or if you just like the picking the prompt, picking a book kind of structure to these kind of videos. I know I'm 50-50. I do like to know what a book is about, but I also, if I'm interested, I will still go to Fable and Goodreads anyways to look up what the book is about. So let me know. Please, leave it in the comments which structure that you prefer. All right, this is the last prompt. You know what? This is actually very fitting. A book from my 25 of 2025 list. Because I haven't gone to a single one of them all year. And it is November, and we have a month and a half left. The universe was holding my hand when I opened this. All right, let's pick. And I don't have a romance. There might be romance in the fantasy, but I don't have any romance-specific books. So for my 8th and final prompt, I'm going to be choosing Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. It's one of those books that I'm so curious to see if I love it or not, and if I should read more on this author's backlist. Is that what it's called? Backlist? Basically, they're previously written books. And I don't think this is a spoiler because it's on the back. This has a pregnancy trope, which I'm not normally a fan of, but I read, I'm not going to pull it out because that's a tight fit and things are going to fall, Ready or Not by Cara Bastone last year, and that was also a pregnancy trope. Honestly, it was my first pregnancy trope that I actually enjoyed, and I've also heard that if you like that one, then you're going to like how this trope is written in Out on a Limb as well. Normally, I think that it takes away from a story, but if it's not just used as a catalyst for the plot, then I can get behind it, and I think it actually is a great way to show character and development and relationships and create a really good story. It just depends on how the author uses it. I have high expectations for how Hannah Bonham Young uses the pregnancy trope in here, but we will see. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up there. I think I've done enough yapping. I wasn't expecting to pick 8 books, but also I feel good about the 8 books that I picked. I have historical fiction, I have fantasy, I have romance, I have lit fic, I have a memoir. Honestly, the only thing really missing from this list is a thriller, but I usually will throw a thriller in as a palate cleanser between books anyways, and there's some heavy topic stories in this list, so I probably will be adding a thriller as well. This is a big stack. This is an ambitious stack, but I am proud of her, and I am going to say that I think by December 31st, I will have read 5 of these 8 books. Hold me to it. Alright, thank you so much for sticking along with me going through my end of year TBR. Again, I am so happy that you are here. I'm so thankful that you were here. I don't know what I'm saying right now. If you have any books that you're excited to read, please leave it in the comments. If you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel where I'll have more book content, more lifestyle content for you. And you're at the end and you don't know what to comment, please leave a book emoji in the comments. I appreciate any support that I can get. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Bye!